Hello everyone, and welcome to Crochet by Natalie Lucille's channel. Today I'm super excited about crocheting along, making this really cute granny square tank top. Super easy, made it in about 2 days. I'll show you how to join at certain points and make scalloped edges, and just a real fun crochet tank top. All the materials are listed below. Let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I've already started my squares, and I'll show you how to crochet the square as well as attach it to each square. And you'll see this is the outline of one of the squares and where we'll be attaching it. I've used some stitch markers at the top to show that that's the top of the tank top. So gather your materials. I am using green and white, both in cotton, and you can make as many squares as you want, or just crochet along with me. You can use any size hook, and we're going to go ahead and start with the first square. Start with a magic circle, chain 1 just to secure the circle, and you're going to be crocheting inside the circle. And you are going to work 16 single crochets all the way around. Once you have finished the 16, pull your magic circle tight to secure it. Well, mine just is giving me a little bit of trouble, but it does work. There it is. And join with a slip stitch to the very first single crochet, not the chain, but the actual single crochet. And I'm kind of working my tail into this as well. There's a lot of tucking. Go ahead and chain 6. And also, I apologize, I do have my dogs in here, so they're deciding to make a lot of noise. Work a treble crochet into the next single crochet, chain 2, and you're just going to work a total of 16 treble crochet chain 2s in the entire round, where you'll finish with chain 2. Once you have done your 16 trebles and your chain 2, slip stitch into the 4th chain from the very first chain 6. So it creates this wheel. Slip stitch into the first chain 2 section, and then chain 1 that creates a very first single crochet. And then in each chain 2 sections, you will work 3 single crochets. And just work all the way around. Slip stitch to that first chain 1. And now you're going to work around each, or with each spoke. So you will chain 4, single crochet into the next spoke. So basically you're going to skip 2 single crochets and then single crochet into the next spoke. Skip 2 single crochets and work 7 treble crochets into the next single crochet. So again, you'll begin the round with chaining 4, skip 2 single crochets, single crochet into the next single crochet, skip 2 single crochets, and then work 7 treble crochets. And you can tell that you're in the right section because each of the stitches are basically worked above the spoke. Or I guess that it reminds me of a wheel spoke, so maybe I guess that's the right way of saying it. After you've worked your 7 treble crochets, skip 2 single crochets and work 1 single crochet in the next single crochet, which is above the spoke. And you're going to work this all the way around where you skip 2 single crochets, work 7 trebles in the next spoke, skip 2 single crochets, work a single crochet into the next spoke, and all the way around until you have 8 of the treble crochet clusters, and you should have 8 single crochets. Now when you come to the end of this row, I'll show you how you'll join. So you'll work 6 trebles in that very last. Remember that first chain 4? That is basically the 7th treble crochet. So you're going to slip stitch into the very top, or the chain 4, slip stitch, so that creates that 7 crochet cluster. Go ahead and slip stitch into that first single crochet, chain 5, work a single crochet in the middle treble crochet, so it's basically the 4th treble crochet, chain 5, single crochet into the next single crochet. You're going to work this around where you'll chain 5, work a single crochet in the very middle, which is the 4th treble crochet, chain 5, and you'll single crochet into the next single crochet. And again, you'll work this all the way around. And when you come to the end, so you've single crocheted into the 4th treble crochet, you're going to double treble. So you're going to wrap yarn around your hook 4 times, and you're going to work that stitch, connecting it with the first single crochet of the round. That's what it should look like so far. Now we're ready to attach the next round or row to your work. And you're going to work with wrong sides together. So keep your work in front of you so it's there ready. And you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, that creates your treble, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a total of 9. Come to the next point where the single crochet is in the cluster, and single crochet. Chain 5. And this is where you're going to connect your granny squares. So you're going to come to the top of the next cluster, and you're going to work 2 treble crochets, and then chain 1, work 2 more treble crochets, all in that same single crochet, chain 2. Now this is where we're going to join. So in the granny square that is already attached, find its corner, which is a chain 5. You're going to slip stitch in the very center, which is the chain 3 of that corner. So just insert your hook. Remember, the back sides are together, the wrong sides are together. And slip stitch. Now again with the white, chain 2. Come back down into the corner you were working on the white. Work 2 treble crochets, then chain 1 and work 2 more treble crochets. So this, you have created a corner. So here's your second treble crochet, chain 1, 2 more treble crochets, my dog is snoring, my apologies. Chain 2, and you're going to find the chain 5 in between the corner and the next single crochet. So you find that center here, which is a chain 5, so you find the number 3 of that chain in the green and you slip stitch, and this is attaching the next part, chain 2, and then come down to your single crochet of the next on top of the treble cluster. You can see how you're going across here. Slip or single crochet, chain 2, and then find that next on the green. Find the chain 5 in between the next corner and that single crochet. There it is, right in the center. That's the chain 5. Go ahead and slip stitch into the chain 3, which is the center, and then chain 2. Now you're going to start your corner on the white. So remember, it's 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles. So we'll go ahead and get that started. Chain 1, and the 2 trebles. There you go. Chain 2, and now we're going to attach it to the corner, so it creates like this right here, the corner edge. You're going to find the very center where they're all gathered. You have 3 granny squares that are already attached, and here's your 4th one going in. So you find that center. I have to bring that over. Find your center and slip stitch. Chain 2, and continuing with your corner. So it's 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles. Now we're going to attach the other side. So it's a chain 2. Get your granny square here. So you're going to go in between the corner and this single crochet. So find the center of that chain 5, which is the chain 3, and slip stitch, chain 2. On top of that cluster, oops, on top of the cluster, single crochet, chain 2, come down to your granny square here, and in between, again, here's your corner, here's the single crochet, there's the center, Now, when you are not attaching your granny square, you'll make 4 sides like, instead of attaching, of course, where you would do chain 2, attach, chain 2, those are chain 5s. So when you're making one of your very first square and you haven't attached anything, you will work the corners just like this, and instead of chain 2, attach, then chain 2, you'll do a chain 5. So anytime there's a place where you attach, that is where you are going to work just a chain 5. I should have explained that, so my apologies. I will also write the pattern down in the description box below. So here you have attached, just like before. So here you're going to work your 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles. Now imagine that this is the regular granny square. So on this side, so there's the chain 1. On this side, you'll see where you chain 5 and then work the single crochet. I wish I would have explained that a little bit clearer. Again, my apologies. So here you're going to work chain 5 and then single crochet on the top of that cluster in that single crochet, chain 5, and then you're going to work the final corner, and there's something special about this corner too, because remember, you have your first chain 9. You'll see how it incorporates into the corner in just a second. So in the corner space, work your 2 trebles, and then chain 1, and then you'll chain 5. Again, this is how you would do your normal granny square without attaching. And then come back down into the corner again and work your 2 trebles, chain 1 and 2 treble. Well, actually, it's 1 treble on this one, because you are going to slip stitch into the 4th chain that started this round. So find your 4th, number 4, and slip stitch into that. And that is how you do the granny square to attach. Now remember, if you're not attaching, you would chain 5 instead of the chain 2, that sort of thing, and attach. So tuck your yarn as you go. I became a little lazy and I have to tuck them all. I'll get there. So now I'm going to continue working the rest of the way around, but you can see how it is attached. And of course, here's the top, which will make the shoulder straps at the end. It's coming along. Just be patient with yourself as you work through this. It makes a lovely tank top. So here I've continued making my granny squares. Again, here's the top. So I've continued and I made 4 total of the white. Now I'm going to show you how you make a half granny square. Now notice that, or something that you should be aware of, there's no give when you make the half granny square. There's no stretchiness to it, so Make sure it is the size you want. You don't have to do the half granny square. You can continue making as long as you want. You can keep your edge like this if you would like. So, but what we're going to do for the tank top is we're going to make a half granny square. So again, you're going to start out with your magic circle. Chain 1. And you're going to work 9 single crochets. And on this, of course, you're going to be working back and forth. It's not going to be in the round because it is a half double crochet or half granny square. Why am I saying half double crochet? Half granny square. I think I said that the entire time, so my apologies. I've only had 1 cup of coffee this morning. And I'm trying to be quiet because the whole house is asleep except for the dogs. They're snoring and licking, so pull your magic circle tight, and then this one-way little trick that I use to kind of tuck my tails in, then I go back and tuck them later. So you're going to chain 6. I don't know if you can hear my dogs in the background. Normally they're quiet when they're sleeping, but they're snoring and just making noises. So once you've chained 6, turn your work and work a treble crochet into the next single crochet. Chain 2, and don't worry, all these little loose tails will be tucked in. So you're going to work a total of 9 trebles. Chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, and then work 2 more single crochets, and then work a total of 3 single crochets in each chain 2 space. Once you come to the end, go ahead and chain 4, turn your work, and you're going to work 3 treble crochets in that first stitch. So remember, skip the 2 single crochets, then single crochet in the next, and then you're going to work 7 treble crochets above that next spoke. So you have essentially skipped 2 single crochets, and then you're working 7 treble crochet clusters in the next spoke. So once you've worked your way around, you're going to end the row with 4 treble crochets in the last stitch. So you have basically 3 full 7-stitch clusters and 2 4 treble crochet clusters. Oh my gosh, that's a tongue twister. So you have 3 full and 2 half. Does that make sense? I hope so. Now you're going to chain 6, turn the work, and then work a single crochet into that first single crochet. Chain 5, and then come to the very top and single crochet, so that would be in the very middle center treble. Chain 5, come to the single crochet, chain 5, come to the very top of that treble cluster, which is basically the 4th one, to the very middle, single crochet in that, then chain 5, single crochet into the next single crochet down in that little valley, if you will, chain 5, find that middle, single crochet. I'm just going to do the whole row, I guess. 5, then single crochet down in the valley, chain 5, and then single crochet into the very first stitch. That creates your half square. Now we are ready to attach. Remember, wrong sides together, because when it folds out, if you will, the right sides will be showing. So there is where you're going to attach. So you have the wrong sides together. Let me see if I could tuck that so it's easier to see. So here are your 2 sides, and we're going to grab our half granny square. You're going to start by chaining 1, 2, 3, 4, which creates your treble crochet in a sense. Then you're going to chain 2. That creates that top corner, remember, of the chain 5. And now you're going to attach into the middle of that chain 5 space of your other double or other granny square. Chain 2, and see how it's going to attach here, or fit, I should say, and continue working the rest of that corner. So it's 2, well, after you've chained 2, then it's 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles. Chain, oh, there was one more, sorry. There was one more, 2 more, sorry. I'm going ahead of myself. So there you have your next 2 trebles. Now you're going to chain 2, come to your granny square here, and in between the corner and the single crochet, there's that chain 5 space. Attach. Attach by slip stitching into that middle chain. Then chain 2. Come down to your half granny square and single crochet into the top of the single crochet of the one of the 7 clusters. Chain 2. Now come back to your main granny or your second granny square. You see where the corner is and the chain 5. Go ahead and slip stitch into that. I always forget to put my string over. There we go. Chain 2, and now you're going to work a corner because that's going to be attached. So it's 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles in that single crochet to begin. chain 2. Now we're going to attach at this corner up here. You see where everyone's attached here? You're going to be the 4th one coming in. And just, oh, I got to put my yarn in front over my hook, which I have a tendency to forget. Oops, I just realized it. There you go. Slip stitch. And then chain 2. Continue working your corner with 2 trebles. Chain 1, 2 trebles. Okay, now we're going to attach, so it's chain 2. Oh, no, I had one more treble, my bad. There we go. Now we're going to chain 2 and we're going to attach. So find the corner, and there's your single crochet. And there is your chain 5. So this is where you're going to attach. I remembered to put my yarn over this time. Just chain 2, single crochet into the top of that cluster there. And yeah, in the single crochet on top of the cluster, that is. So single crochet, chain 2, oops, find that chain 5 space. So there's your single crochet, there's your corner, there's your chain 5. Slip stitch into that center chain. Chain 2, and now you're going to finish working kind of a half corner. So you'll work your normal 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles to begin. It's all worked in this last stitch here. Chain 1, the first treble and the second treble, chain 2, and then you'll come over to your corner space here, and of course attach it to the top of that corner. Remember, the back sides are together. And slip stitch, chain 2, and then you're going to work 1 treble crochet to finish up this half granny square. And my scissors have some glue on them, so they did not want to cut. Like, yeah, I gotta fix that. And then just fasten off. And of course, tuck your tails in. Now, everything is finished on the front. the back. Now I just have to do some half squares on the sides, but this is what it's looking like so far. I think it's turning out quite nice. So I've got to do these two squares, half squares that is, and I'll be back with finishing up everything. Now I'm making this tank top for myself. And one of the reasons is I am using cotton, but I use two different brands. And so the lot wasn't the same. So I thought, well, I'm just going to make this for myself. Now we're going to create just a single crocheted edge on the bottom in the contrasting color. I just come to the corner, insert, join my yarn, and literally just as evenly as you can, single crochet all around the bottom edge. And it just gives it a finished look before we do the scalloped edges. So again, just as best as you can, just evenly single crochet all the way around. You can make as many single crochets if you want to have a ruffly kind of feel to it, or just as best as you can, single crochet all the way around. So now it is time to make the straps after I gaze upon the edging a little bit more. Like, why am I taking so long? Oh, yeah, I have to tuck all the yarns. That's always fun. It's tedious, but it has to be done. So let me grab my dull scissors and fasten off. That'll be tucked later. I'm actually pretty good about tucking as I go, but the more squares I did, I thought, oh, I'll get it later. So now we want to make straps. You can make them as short or as long as you would like. First of all, I have to take off the stitch marker. It doesn't want to come off. And I'm going to attach my yarn, and I'm just going to chain. I'm going to grab a length that I think will work, and I actually ended up chaining 55. You can chain as many as you want, or you can make different straps, but just go ahead and work your chains. And I promise they won't be this skinny, because we're going to make scalloped edges on one side and single crochets on the other, so it'll have a nice fit. Yep, so we're just chaining. Yeah, just keep chaining there. Find out the length that you want. Like I said, I did 55. I guess it depends on how low cut or how modest you want your strap to go, or if you're needing more underarm room. So just keep working it. You can measure for yourself, or you can kind of guesstimate how you want it to look. So again, I'm taking the time and just chaining away. Okay, now all you have to do when you do finish your chains is just attach it to the other side. So now I'm going to make a scalloped edge. And you start by chaining, well, that's considered, well, you come in and once you attach it, work a single crochet. And then you're going to chain 3 or 4 on that first one. That's right. It is 4 on the first one because it's a chain that acts like a single crochet. Then you're going to, in the same space, work 3 double crochets. I'm talking ahead of myself. Again, trying to be quiet. It's early in the morning. So there's your 3 single crochets. You're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work a single crochet into the next chain. Chain 3, and then work 3 double crochets in that same stitch. Skip 3, and then in that 4th chain, I think I said that incorrectly before, you will skip 3 chains or 3 stitches and single crochet into the next. So I'm pretty sure, looking at it, I think I said that wrong. So it's skipping 3 and working the stitches in the next stitch. So let me re-explain it. Skip 3 stitches, work a single crochet into the next stitch, chain 3, and then work 3 double crochets in that same stitch. See how you're getting this nice scalloped edge. And this is just for the straps. So just keep working until you get to the front of the strap. So you work from one point to the next point, and you'll see in just a second. See how nice that's looking? I love it. And then once you've come to the very front, make sure everything is straight and not twisted. You're going to come down to the point, so in the very front of the stitch, if you will. And you're going to, well, if I can get my yarn to cooperate. So you work one more scalloped stitch in that front corner. And there's a tail that I'll need to tuck. And then all the way through around the armhole, you're going to work single crochets. And you might have to turn your work a little bit so it's right in front of you. So just, and I'm trying to kind of sort of tuck a yarn at the same time, so I'm crocheting over it. But just work a single crochet as evenly around the armhole as best as you can. So just single crochet evenly. You can work around the chains, you can work in the stitches, just so it has a very uniform look. And then just keep working around until you reach the first scallop stitch. And see how it's looking? How nice is that? And then just slip stitch to that first scallop edge, get your blunt scissors and start hacking away at the yarn. Yeah, I gotta work on that. Fasten off. And your first strap is done. I think my dog just woke up from a dream and scared himself. Yeah, that's going to be tucked in, I promise. Now we're going to work on the second strap. We're going to do it exactly the same. Oh, like magic, it is done. Look at that. The scalloped edges are on the outside. And now, using a contrasting color, we're just going to single crochet around the collar and the back. Make sure nothing's twisted. So you'll come up, fasten your yarn to the corner here. And again, you're just going to, as evenly as possible, work single crochets. Yeah, that's going to be tucked in as I go. I'm going to try my best. Again, just keep on single crocheting. And just a little something for you when you come to that first dip, if you will, a valley. You're going to work 3 single crochets together. So the stitch before, the center, and the one to the other side. So you're just going to insert into each, and then yarn over, of course, insert into the next, yarn over, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. It creates that valley, if you will, or that point. Actually, if it's not a point going up, it's a point going down. Help me here. My vocabulary is not very strong this morning. So as you work around, you're going on the straps, you're just working into each chain. So just keep single crocheting, working into each chain around. See how nice that's looking. I am pleased. Again, make sure nothing is twisted. You're coming up on the other side of your strap. And just keep working in all the little stitches. And you might ask, well, what if it's chain spaces? Or, you know, how do I work that? Again, evenly. There's no rhyme or reason. If it's a chain 5, maybe just work 5 single crochets in that chain 5. So you just want to evenly do it. And again, working on the other side of the scalloped part of the straps, just work in each chain space. And again, you can make your straps any way you want. You can do edges any way you want. Now let's attach, and we are almost done with the collar. Oop. Come on, scissors, work your magic. Your dull magic. Fasten off. Let's see what it looks like now. Woohoo! We're almost there. Thanks for sticking with me through this video. You are almost there. See how everything looks so nice? Look at that, so you can see just the intricacy of the granny squares. It almost looks like owl eyes. Interesting. And of course, under the tank top, you'll wear like another contrasting color, like a black or even a red or other tank top, because of course this has a lot of holes unless you're you have reason that you don't want to wear anything underneath it. We're gonna work the scalloped edges to finish it out. So attach your yarn, contrasting color if you'd like, chain 4, and then work 3 double crochets into that same stitch. Trying to make it easier for you to see. And then skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th one, work a single crochet, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets in that same stitch. And again, whatever shirt that you want to make with this, you can make your edging any way you want. You can make the length any way you want. You can keep adding granny squares and make a dress out of it. It is totally up to you. It's just the video is more about showing how to attach the granny squares at certain points. So you can either stitch them all together using like the mattress stitch, or different ways to attach it. That's just one of the ways that I like to attach mine. I love, 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 love working with granny squares. The only part I don't love, love, love is all the tails and tucking and weaving in, but the finished product's what I'm going for. So just keep working your scalloped edged all the way around as evenly as possible, and you are almost done. Like I said, I started working this 2 days ago, 2 nights ago. I could have finished it earlier, but I was watching Inglourious Bastards, the movie, and most of the movie is spoken in a different language, and so I couldn't concentrate on my crochet. So normally I like to listen to stories while I crochet. Like I love Mr. Ballin. It's one of my favorites. And I just like to listen to people telling stories while I crochet, or I listen to music, or I listen to my dog snore. So either one. But you're almost done with. Look how nice the scalloped edges are really looking. I love that. Look at that. Yay! We are almost done. So you come to the very end here, and you're just going to slip stitch right at the bottom of that first area, and you're going to fasten off. Woohoo, you did it. Almost. You have to cut the yarn and tuck all of the pieces. Y'all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you were able to crochet along. Hit the subscribe button and the like button if this is something that you like and you are working on the crocheting. Comment below. Tell me what you think. This is the finished product. Look at that. It just is so elegant. The scalloped edges, all the designs. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to wear it. So if you make yours, let me know if it worked for you. Until then, thanks for watching.